Today, we're going to discuss the offers being displayed by different agencies or staffing agencies when coming here to the United States. Different agencies, different staffing agencies, they do have different offers. So it's kind of like they're trying to lure you in to sign with them. So today, we're going to break down each of them and discuss what they really mean. If they're good, bad, or they're just okay. So you guys will have a better understanding or idea or what kind of offers you are really taking up with. Plus, I'll be giving some tips in order for you guys to know what to ask with regards to this kind of offers. Because some of the offers being displayed here are not really like 100% accurate. Some of them, you have to read the fine line. So, we're gonna discuss those things. So, if you're interested, stay tuned and watch till the end. I'm Nurse Juan de la Cruz, your OFW nurse. First offer I see, sponsored NCLEX RN program. If you haven't taken your NCLEX yet, so I really suggest not to take this kind of offers. It's best that you go and take your NCLEX using your own money or please borrow it with someone else. The main reason is why is because most likely if you sign with them, the offers that you're going to get from them is quite low or like a lowball offers versus to those when you apply to different agencies wherein you already have your NCLEX. So I really suggest not to take this kind of offers. But if you are short of cash or you really in a financial constraint, so yeah, just grab them and just sacrifice for 2 or 3 years. Then you will be able to live your American dream. Then next, sponsored green card filing. I think this is definitely a given. Most of the agencies definitely will sponsor your green card. But the question here is it only for you or is your family included? Most of the time, it's only for yourself. Some agencies will help file for the green card for your families or dependents, but you have to pay it on your own. So most likely, the principal applicant will be the only one with the free package for everything, mostly everything. Then, if you have dependents, then you have to pay for them. So if you're financially tight, it's best for you to start saving up in order to be able to save for your dependents. Then next, paid airplane tickets to the United States. Yes, most of the time they do offer free airplane tickets for you. And some of them might even just do reimbursement for this kind of things. But again, this is mainly for those for principal applicants only. If you have your dependents, then you have to pay for them as well. If you have dependents, it's best for you to book your own plane ticket coming here to the United States. The reason for that is because sometimes for these staffing agencies, they book the best flight for you coming here to the United States. But by the word itself means best, means it's more expensive. So if you have like 5 dependents, you don't like to get that kind of tickets for you and your family. It will definitely cost you more. So it's best to find the cheapest ticket for you and your family and have those just reimbursed for your part. So just imagine if a staffing agency book a ticket for you coming here to the United States with a ticket for $2,000 each. That is expensive one way. So imagine if you have 5 more dependents, then you have to shoulder maybe $10,000, right? As compared if you just get a ticket of like maybe $800 or $1,000, then you just have to pay like $5,000 for your dependents. So, see what I mean? Then next it says here, 5-week clinical cultural transitional program upon arrival in the United States. This is really nice, honestly. Not all agencies offer this kind of programs. So it's nice when you arrive here, someone will help you train to get adjusted for some of the medical things that you need to know or the systems, how it works. And of course, cultural programs. Believe it or not, most of us Filipinos are kind of racist and sometimes none of us know that we are being racist. So it's best for you to get a little bit of background of how to prevent these things and how not to be rude unintentionally. So I think this program really helps. Do upload for this particular agency that they have this kind of program. And more so for the 5-week clinical training. That's really, really nice. Because a lot of agencies do not offer this program. Yep, they don't. Most of the trainings will be done by the hospitals or by a preceptor offered by those working in that particular hospital. Then next is the personal trip support specialist to help you settle in your assignment location. That's nice. If there is really someone who will help you to become your support system when you arrive here in the United States, that will really be nice. But the question is it really like a personal? Someone will actually really come and fetch you and bring you to your particular place and support you within few feet away. Because for some agencies, or particularly direct hire agencies, their personal support systems or liaison officers or like managers or agency managers, they won't even show up to help you when you arrive here in the United States. Most of the communications by this type of agencies, they will do it online or through phone calls. Like I told you before, some of my colleagues who came here to the United States under a direct hire program, none of them have met their agent. Even until now, they already finished their program, they haven't met their agent. So just imagine. Though it's not really 100% bad, especially if you already have someone, contact person in your particular area that you're gonna work to. Then adding to that, doing some research ahead will really help ease those problems. So it's not that 100% that bad. It is doable. So like for me, I came here through a staffing agency, which I explained in details on my first 30 days when I arrived here in the United States. So if you haven't watched that, please watch that, okay? The next is no placement or recruitment fee. Yes, most of the time there's no placement fee or recruitment fee for most of the staffing agencies or direct hire agencies. If they do, better not. I don't know any legit staffing agency or direct hire agencies that you have to pay like a placement fee for processing coming here to the United States. So a lot of them might be sort of like a scam. I'm not saying 100%, but it's best not to choose those kind of agencies, which you have more options to choose from, which are entirely free. So go with those with the free ones. The next is free premium processing. This is nice. If you were given an opportunity to get a free premium processing, please get it. That will really speed up your process coming here to the United States. Most of the time it's free by agencies, but some agencies do not offer free for this processing. So you have to clarify this before signing. The next is 1 month free accommodation. Yes, this is typically normal for most agencies or direct hire agencies that you have like a 1 month free accommodation. Mostly hotel or apartments for 1 month, just for the first 30 days. Some agencies now are offering more, but I only know few, maybe at 1 or 2 agencies about doing that. But like I mentioned in my previous video about like a case study, there's one staffing agency wherein they won't sponsor if you have a relative with you, or they won't cover your free accommodation for 1 month if you have your relatives with you, which is really unfair. So you have to clarify with your agencies if they do have similar rulings when it comes to these kind of scenarios. The next is sponsor for IELTS review and exam. That's nice if they're helping you with your review and sponsoring your exam. But then again, like I told you before, sometimes they do have a catch. Not all though. But it's best for you to be able to sponsor everything on your own. Then just have everything reimbursed for your side. And even the direct hire agencies, they do usually offer this reimbursement. Reimbursed for everything. NCLEX, IELTS, and for the visa screen. So this is typical for you guys to have your reimbursement when you arrive here to the United States. But the question is, when will they pay your reimbursement? Because like my previous case discussion, they said they're going to give it after 6 months, which is fairly quite long enough. Most of the time, they will give it to you within the first month for other agencies. So please ask these kind of questions to them, okay? Check when they're going to provide you with this reimbursement and how are they going to provide you with this kind of reimbursement. The next is bring your family to the United States. Yes, most of the time you can bring your dependents come here to the US. But the question is, when? Because some agencies will allow you to bring your family together when you arrive here in the United States. So like for me and my wife, we came here together. But some agencies, they insist that they will do like a FTJ or follow to join status, wherein they will follow after 6 months when you arrive here in the United States. So some of us don't want to do this or would rather come here to the United States with their family together with them. So if you're coming here with your family, it's best for you to ask these kind of questions and to have these clarifications before you sign those contracts. Is it better for you to come here alone or together with your family? That will be a different discussion on a different video. Okay? So if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. Then here it says legal fees. Coming to the US with a staffing agency, most of the time you won't have to pay anything except for processing some of the documents that you have to submit to the USCIS or to your agents or your agency rather. No contract bond. I never heard of this before. Most of the time, you do have a contract. It's either by number of years or by number of hours. So you have to clarify about these kind of things. It's nice if you don't have a contract bond, but I'm really skeptical about this. I don't think there is. The next, it says there, no salary deduction. Most of the time, you won't know that there's a salary deduction because whenever you sign your contract that is your pay rate. For example, like one of my colleagues here before, she signed a contract of $20.5 per hour. So that is her contract rate. So the staffing agency won't get any cut from that $20.5 you have signed with them. Nope, they won't. But I'm sure they're already getting a cut from you having to work in that particular place. Because like for my colleague, $20.5 for being a staff nurse in that particular hospital under the staffing agency. But little that we know that those nurses working in that particular hospital or working under direct hire agencies on our same hospital, they are actually getting $28 per hour. So it's almost $8 difference between working direct hire agency and as staffing agency. So see my point? It might appear that there's no salary deduction, but there actually is because you signed a lowball offer. So $8 per hour, your staffing agency is actually getting it instead going through your pocket. Then it says here 2 to 3 years contract. So for this, like I mentioned before in my other videos, I would rather you guys have a contract that says by number of hours. It's better with those kind of things. Because like for 2 to 3 hours, even if you do your overtime, it won't go by faster versus those with the contract hours. Like for me, it's like 5,000 hours. Because for contracts that are stated by year, whatever the date is written there is like 3 years, then you have to work for them for 3 years. Unlike if, like for us, we work under like an hours contract, if you do more overtime, then your contract runs faster. Like for us, 5,000 hours, I think is expected to finish like 2 years and 6 months or 2.5 years. But if doing overtime, some of my colleagues here, they were able to finish within 2 years. So it ran faster. And another question that you have to ask, if you're getting contracts with a number of hours, you have to ask them if overtime is included for counting for that 5,000 hours. Because I believe some agencies are taking advantage and saying that working as overtime does not include for that 5,000 hours. So that is a really sketchy agency and that's not fair, honestly. If you're working for that particular hospital for that number of hours, then you have to be credited for that. So ask those questions, okay? Endorsement fee to this particular state. Yes, most of the time they sponsor this kind of things. Though I'm not sure with the direct hire agencies, but most of the staffing agencies, they do cover these fees. So if you're tight on budget, better ask these questions as well. The next, it says here, medical and dental insurance. Take note, it doesn't say anything about if it's free or you have to pay. You know why? Because you have to pay for it. Yep, there's no free medical or dental insurance when you arrive here in the United States. It's not like back working in Philippines or in other Asian countries wherein everything is covered for your medical or in dental needs. Here, you have to pay for those monthly or every 2 weeks. And the type of insurance will be based on the hospital you'll be working in or the staffing agency. Then if you're working from staffing agencies, the medical or dental programs will be coming from them. So you can ask them how much is the typical monthly expenses that you have to pay for getting your medical and dental insurance. And I think it's best for you guys to get or to ask them the brochures before coming here to the United States. Because like for us, when we arrived here in the US, these kind of things were given to us and I did not understand anything she discussed during those 2 to 3 hours because I have no idea on how to do this and I wasn't expecting that I have to pay for this or had to decide about those things. That's why I created a video about this also. Then for those coming through direct hire agencies, most of the time your insurance will be coming from your hospital. They'll be the one to offer you different kind of plans and you just have to select from them. Hiring even if you don't have experience. So yes, some agencies do hire you to come here to the US to work as a RN or a staff nurse. But take note, most of the time, if you don't have an experience or at least 1 year of bedside experience, you will most likely work under long-term care. like a nursing home facility or long-term acute care facility or just a long-term care setting, wherein you're gonna have more patients, more like really more. I think some will have like 40 to one nurse, but take note there are not acute cases, so they're most likely stable patients that you have to monitor. So that's one of the main difference. I think that's why they're gonna put you in these kind of settings for having more patients but less acute cases, because you don't have the bedside experience. But coming from a nurse who work in a long-term kind of rehab setting, it is quite still busy and you do have a lot of things in your plate. It is heavy, especially for my wife. Before, I think she worked under a nursing home. She worked with one nurse with 80 patients. Yep, and it is quite busy. And here in the US, it is somehow scary for your license, but it really depends on the facility itself also. So you have to be wise about these things and check which hospital you're coming to or which nursing home you will be placed. So for you to have a better grasp on what will happen to you when you arrive here in the United States. Next is a sign-on bonus. Yes, some agencies do offer this kind of signing bonus. Most of them will offer like $1,000 to $2,000. But the question here is, when will you receive those bonuses? Because like for some of my colleagues here, when they arrive here in the US under direct hire agencies, they were informed that they're gonna have $5,000 sign-in bonus. But those sign-in bonuses will usually be given to you per quarterly or every 6 months period. So if you're getting $5,000, if they promise that to you, then you'll get it after within the 2-year period. So it's like $2,500 every 6 months, then until you complete the $5,000. And take note, those are to be deducted. They are not tax-free. So be wary of some of the big bonuses they're giving, especially if you're already here in the US. If they said that they're giving like $10,000 sign-in bonus, you have to ask them about this and compare the rate that they're offering you. Because some of them will give a big sign-in bonus, but the hourly rate is quite lower. So you have to do that. Some agencies will have different terms for this, like accommodation allowance or arrival bonus or relocation allowances. So these kind of allowances is quite nice to have, but you have to check which other agencies will have for better offer. So you have to ask these kind of bonuses if you do need some assistance for financial needs when you arrive here in the United States, and better ask them when will you be receiving those allowances. So I think that's it. If you guys have some more like offers that you normally see for those being advertised, please comment down below. And please, if you have any comments, please comment down below also, okay? Again, if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe button, and please share with friends. Again, I'm Nurse Juan de la Cruz, your OFW nurse. Thank you for watching. God bless. Bye-bye. Stay safe.